today we're going to talk about denying NJP. I'm getting a lot of calls about denying NJP. What are the various courses of action the commanding officer can take once NJP is denied? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first off, let's talk about the spectrum of punishment. Okay, you have no punishment. You have your good old-fashioned ass-chewing. You have your 6105 or written formal counseling. You have your company NJP. You have your battalion NJP. You have your summary court-martial, and you have your special. You have your special court-martial, and you have your general court-martial. Okay. Now, as I stated before in previous videos, in the military justice system, it's the commanding officer that has discretion on what to do with the service member's misconduct. So initially, he may send a service member to battalion NJP, and that service member has the right to deny NJP. So if that service member denies NJP, it goes back up to the CO, and now he has to decide, what is he going to do now that the service member has denied NJP? Is he going to send it to 6105, or is he going to send it to special court-martial? And as I stated in previous videos, special court-martial, a conviction at special is a federal misdemeanor conviction, okay? And if the CO sends it to special court-martial, he's going to do an RLS, a request for legal services, to the trial counsel, okay? And those are the actual prosecutors, the attorneys that are going to prosecute the case. And they're going to do a deep dive on the case. They're going to look at any misconduct that's been committed, and there might actually be more charges when it's sent to special court-martial, okay? So once it's sent to special court-martial, shortly thereafter, that service member is going to be appointed a military defense counsel, okay? And that service member also has the option to go out and hire a civilian defense counsel also. So after doing a deep dive on their case, they may advise the client that, hey, it's not looking good. You know, you have all these people testifying against you. You have all these charges, and it may meet various elements based on the evidence that we looked at. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to the service member to decide if they want to proceed to trial or they want to do a plea deal. So say that service member wants to do a plea deal. So a plea deal will be written up, and one option is to go back to the CO and say, you know what, I want that NJP back. That NJP that you offered me, I'm willing to take that, okay? So now that that service member has denied NJP, been sent to special court-martial, and now wants that NJP back, there's going to be other provisions of that deal, and one of them is a lot of times is to waive the administrative separation board. So the COs will say, okay, I'll take it out of special court-martial and I'll NJP you, but since you denied it and you're coming back to me and asking for it again, what I'm going to do is, the deal is, you're going to accept NJP, and then this AdSep board that you write, you know what, you're going to waive that, okay? Not only are you going to waive it, I'm going to recommend an other than honorable discharge. So that's one thing we see in a lot of deals, is that it'll go back up to the CO after they've been offered special court-martial. Go back, they'll say, okay, we'll do an NJP, but we're going to waive your administrative separation board, and you're going to get an other than honorable discharge, okay? So that's one way it can go. Another way it can go, as I stated, is he may give that service member 6105. But here's the issue with that. He may look into that service member's file, and that service member may have an NJP already. He may have a couple of 6105s, etc. So if he has documented misconduct already, NJP 6105, if there's 2 or more instances of misconduct, he can say, all right, I'm not going to send him to special court-martial. Instead, I'm going to give him another 6105, and I'm going to send him to administrative separation. Okay? And as I stated in some other videos, administrative separation, you have 3 board members. They make recommendations up to the separation authority, which is typically the first flag officer and that service member's chain of command, and what they're shooting for, what that government recorder is shooting for, which is kind of like the prosecutor. He's shooting for separating that service member and giving that service member an other than honorable. Okay, so that's another way it can go, and sometimes that's where the CO sends it, because this process is a lot quicker and takes a lot less resources. So there you have it. That's the explanation for the various courses of action the CO can take if a service member denies NJP. Thank you. Follow this channel, and I'll be giving you more tips and explanations on military law.